This tutorial is going to be going over pages 5, 6, and 7. We're going to continue here from page 4. This asks whether you have any current inventory you want to use for the next selection. If you have none, then you would go to no and it would cross this out. But if you have yes, then go ahead and click it. And then that tells us to look for this. In this example, I'm saying we have 5,000 secrecy envelopes left over. We have 5,000 return envelopes that are yellow, none that are white, and then the outgoing we have 5,000 of those, and instructions 5,000. If you're going to be using these materials, you want to make sure that at the time that you send this IFS back to us, that you also mail these back to us, because we need them to address them for you. So please be sure that you send this back to us. On the next section, we're going to automatically fill in what your current PVBM count. In this example, it's 12,000. And we need to know here for your envelope order whether you want the outgoing windows to be open or closed. Closed means that it has a glassine in it. Open means it doesn't. The popular option is to go closed for the yellow and to go open for the white. That way you can pre-stuff all of your white and then simply put a voter label through it on the return envelope. For the actual quantities, you're going to want to remember to order additional PVBM envelopes for voters you're going to pick up from the time we address the initial mailing to up until day 14. So if we have 12,000 voters and we have 5,000 here, we're going to order in this example 7,500. So that gives us an extra 500 in case that number grows. 500 might be too much, but in this example, I would really order maybe 200 overs, but I'm just going to put 500 just to simplify things. And then I'm going to order white ID return envelopes. This is for the voters that send back those forms on the sample ballots, or whether the candidates get people to sign that they want their ballot by mail. So I'm going to say we're going to order 2,000 of those. And this will automatically change here. If you had 1,500 here, it would change the math on the outgoing. I've also selected the language, English and Spanish. If you're a city that orders different envelopes based on your language, you can certainly do that here. If you wanted to order English Chinese and you wanted to order 200 here, and you wanted English here, let's say you wanted English only, then you could also order there, and it would automatically add it for you down here on the additional page. But in this example, I'm just going to use English only, English and Spanish. Delete that, and delete that. Okay, so I'm going to move on. This automatically fills in for you your secrecy envelope order. It's just that number. Now if that's not correct, then you can go ahead and overwrite that. The vote by mail the instructions. These are the instructions the voter gets on why they're getting it, and also how to fill out the actual ballot. You have all the language options here, and then also the quantity. So in this example, I'm going English, Spanish. But if I had 3 or 4 or 5 languages, I could certainly add those languages here. And if you're if you split up the envelopes like I previously talked about, then you could also do that to the instructions. And then again, this asks, did you remember to order enough PVBM envelopes for the new PVBM voters you're going to pick up from now until day 14? Okay, so here is the summary of your vote by mail order. This tells you that your total supplies is going to be 14,500, and here's a summary of it. What this tells you here is that if all of these numbers here match, then you ordered enough. If they don't match, then the math is wrong somewhere. Maybe you put 9,000 here, so see it no longer matches. So I'm put this back to 9,500. Now this is 0, the VBM ballot, because that is actually ordered on the next page. The official ballots. So here the question asks, what percentage of voters do you want to print for the precinct ballots? You have to print at least 75%. So I'm printing 75. And here's where I'm going to order the vote by mail. So see, I need 14,500. Type in 14,500 there. And now all of these match. This is going to be my main ballot. I'm going to say I have only ballot type. I only have one ballot type. I have English and Spanish. Now, if you're a city that has multiple ballot types, you can certainly add an additional ballot type here, ballot type 2, and you could do the same thing here. And here you can also indicate how many precinct ballots you want to go to this the precinct quantity for precinct. Let's say you're going to do an English Chinese one, an English Chinese ballot, because you ordered English Chinese envelopes up here. Then you could certainly have that option, or you could order facsimile ballots. But this gives you the flexibility to order additional ballots for ballot types. Does indicate what the ballot type is going to be, the quantity, and also the precinct quantity. And that is the end of page 7.